Do you guys need an ultimate book for the harvest season that walks you through preserving all your food from your harvest on your homestead? I'm going to tell you which one I love. So this book right here, Batch, I'm going to put a link down in the description of this video as well, where you can buy this on Amazon as well. This book for me, when we start harvesting vegetables and peppers and potatoes and apples and choke cherries and whatever, whenever we get into the fall season and start to harvest, this book comes out and it does not go back until we're done harvesting. It basically sits on our kitchen island the entire time. This is like kind of my new Bible for preserving food. What makes this one so special? For me, it goes through basically everything you can do and multiple options you can do with product you harvest. So it goes into water bath canning, pressure canning, dehydrating, fermenting, cellaring, salting and smoking, infusing. So for example, for our cayenne peppers, it lists in here chili peppers. We use it for our cayenne peppers, and it gives you multiple different recipes and options of how you can preserve it. So for example, it gives you options on how you can can it, dehydrate it, ferment it, infuse it. It talks about different parts of the peppers, the skin, the flesh, the pith, the seeds. It talks about the background they have in it. It gives you different options, what they look like. So it talks about air-dried hot peppers, chili oil, chili salt, chili-infused vodka, wood-fermented hot sauce, fermented slices, more fermenting. And then it gives you recipes as well for the products that you just made. So if you made the chili infused vodka, it gives you a recipe to use that vodka in. It's amazing. So then this is one of my favorite too. If we get into like peppers, bell peppers, again, it gives you different options of how you can preserve it. And one of my favorites from this, we did the smoked dried peppers. These are amazing because I add these to chilies, I add these to soups, I add them to a whole bunch of different recipes as well to give some smoky flavor to it. And then because they're dehydrated, of course, you throw it in a soup or chili, then it rehydrates. And then you have no problem eating it. It's a little bit more smoky than some of the other peppers that are in there, but it adds such an awesome flavor to your chili. Again, you can do it with soups and other stuff. Marinated roasted red pepper. And it just walks you through so many different options for all of your harvest. And it gives you ones that are 10 minutes or less. What is a recipe? Say you harvest cucumbers or something like that, and you want to preserve it in 10 minutes or less. It gives you options for doing that as well. So I just flipped onto the page that says plums, and there are multiple options for what it gives you. Again, when I said fermenting, it not only gives you fermented stuff as in like doing stuff in a jar and having the actual product fermented, but also it gives you recipes for fermenting for like wines and that sort of stuff. So it gives a plum gin recipe, sweet and sour plum sauce, plum jam with cinnamon and orange, plum leather, dehydrated plums, roasted spice plum fridge jam. And then again, starts giving you the recipes for where you can use those products. What I love too is in this book, it walks you through not only the water bathing, but the pressure canning. It gives you do's and don'ts. It explains different parts of the equipment you're using. It explains how they do it. It gives you problem solving techniques as well. It explains how to vent the canner, pressurizing, how to cool it down properly. It just such an amazing book with so much resources in it that, again, I highly recommend this book. As soon as we start to harvest, this book comes out. It stays on our kitchen island, and it doesn't go back until we're done all the fermenting, the processing, the preserving that we have to do with everything we've got. We'll even stick stuff in the freezer and save it, say, for like the Christmas holiday, where we do a lot of work too for preserving and fermenting. So we'll bring stuff out of the freezer, grab the book, and go to work on preserving in different ways stuff that we've already put away in the freezer. So, for example, tomatoes. We freeze a lot of our pasta tomatoes, or like the San Marino, the Roma, the, what's the other one? You guys know it. You probably said it already. But so we'll pull those out and then grab the book and start making some sauces, pasta sauces, that sort of stuff, and figure out other ways to preserve the tomatoes that we've harvested this year. And what I love too about the book is it gets into this piece where it's preserving nose to tail. And it takes you through all the parts that you can save and different ways that you can do it. So today I was actually making applesauce, and we took out the cores, we skinned the apples, and referenced the book. The book says, okay, well, here's different ways you can use the skins. Basically sun dry them or dehydrate them, and then you can use them in these different recipes later. Also, if you take the cores, you can start making apple vinegar. So you can take those scraps and start making your vinegar from the leftover. So it allows you to preserve much more of your harvest than you actually thought was possible. That's why I love this book so much. And we're not sponsored on this book. It'd be cool if we are, but again, we're not. So if you do want to get this book, I've put a link down in the bottom. I highly recommend it. It's one of our favorite go-to books out of all the books we have, and definitely highly recommend it. So guys, if you like this video, get down here and check this one out. It's actually about how I smoke and preserve our bacon. So we make homemade bacon here on the farm because we have our own pigs, and this is how we do it. Check it out.